The mistakes I made so you don't have to. Who is Johnny Depp? Welcome to 1000 First Dates. I'm Johnny Depp, and if you're here, it's because you've been lied to by the dating apps, by society, maybe even by yourself. Look, I'm not a guru. I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm just a man who's made more mistakes than most, and lived long enough to turn every one of them into a lesson. I didn't set out to become a serial dater. I was married twice. I believed in love, in fairy tales, in happy endings. And, well, I got crushed. More than once, that's where this story begins. I've been ghosted, I've been used, I've been lied to, manipulated, breadcrumbed, orbit-friended, love-bombed, and yes, friend-zoned. And each time I ask myself the same question: what the hell just happened? Until I stopped asking and started studying. I went on dates, hundreds of them, and I didn't just date, I observed. I watched the eyes, the posture, the excuses. I listened to the stories women told themselves and the ones they told me, and eventually I realized something. This isn't about looks, it's not about money, it's not even about being nice. It's about understanding the game you didn't even know you were playing. Now, before you click off thinking I'm just another angry man with a mic, let me say this. I'm not bitter. I love women. But I refuse to be blind anymore. The red pill wasn't a revelation. It was a reckoning. I took every failed date, every flake, I'm just not ready. And I ask, what's the pattern? What did I do wrong? And how can I help other men avoid the trap? There's a saying I love: an intelligent man learns from his own mistakes. A truly wise man learns from the mistakes of others. That's why I created Johnny Depp, to be the voice in your head before you send that needy text, before you forgive that red flag, before you waste another year on someone who never respected you. I've already been the fool. Now I want to be your filter. I'll tell you about the woman who screamed in my car, not out of anger, but because I showed her what she'd never felt before. I'll walk you through the games, the signals, the traps. I'll tell you why women say one thing and feel another, and why most men never figure it out until it's too late. 1000 First Dates isn't a flex, it's a graveyard. A list of lessons written in frustration, hope, and fire. It's also the foundation of my book, Yasata 1000 First Dates, Portrait of a Palm Beach Player. Not a pickup manual, not a misogynistic manifesto. It's a warning and a roadmap. It's the book I wish I had at 30. Hell, I wish I had it at 50. So if you're tired of being ghosted, used, disrespected, or confused, stick with me. We're going to talk about first dates that go nowhere, women who weaponize their past, red flags that don't look like red flags, and the art of walking away with your dignity intact. Because let me tell you this, the man who can walk away is the man she never forgets. Subscribe, follow, read the book, or don't. But I promise you this, if you do, you'll see the world differently. You'll stop asking what went wrong and start recognizing what never should have been. This is Johnny Depp. I've made all the mistakes, so you don't have to. And remember, she doesn't miss you. She misses the attention. Before we move on, why don't you click the link in the description so you can order my book, 1000 First Dates, Portrait of a Palm Beach Player, and start solving the mystery of why she mystifies you. Now, before you click off thinking I'm just another angry man with a mic, let me say this. I'm not bitter. I love women. I love femininity, the softness, the sparkle, the energy. But what I don't love is the illusion, the fairy tale that leads men like you and me down paths paved with manipulation, confusion, and guilt trips. So let me be clear, I'm not here to bash women. I'm here to decode them. I'm here to offer you what I wish I had, a voice of reason in a storm of lies, a roadmap out of the maze. I used to believe that being a good man was enough, that if you were respectful, honest, giving, if you took her out, paid for dinner, made her laugh, she'd love you back. But no one told me about hypergamy, about shit tests, about the fact that women live in a world of option, and while men live in a world of results. That realization hit me like a freight train, sometime around first date number 179, and yes, I remember the number, because by that point I was keeping track, not out of ego, but out of pattern recognition. When I tell you I've been on 1,000 first dates, I don't mean 1,000 one-night stands. I mean 1,000 women I genuinely tried to connect with. Different types, different cultures, different stories. Some wanted love. Most wanted validation. A few just wanted revenge. And in every case, I learned something. About them, about me, about the rules of a game none of us were ever taught to play, but all of us are stuck inside. You see, there's power in rejection, in ghosting, in being the one who gets left on read, because it forces you to look in the mirror and ask, what am I doing wrong? And if you're honest, if you're strong enough to take the hit without turning bitter, then that pain becomes purpose, it becomes your edge. And that edge, my friend, is what separates a man who chases from a man who chooses. Oh, I didn't create Johnny Depp to sell books. I created him because, well, I was sick of being lied to and, because I know what it's like to look around and wonder, why is no one else saying what I see so clearly? Well, now someone is, and it's me. Not because I'm perfect, not because I've got it all figured out, but because I've lived it, felt it, survived it. And I came out the other side not just smarter, but sharper. So, if you've ever felt like you were doing everything right and still losing, if you've ever asked yourself why she pulled away the moment you opened up, if you've ever been punished for your vulnerability or humiliated by your honesty, then I know who you are, and you're not alone. You're not broken, you're not weak, you just don't have the rules yet. So click the link in the description and order my book by Johnny Depp and learn those rules before she overrules you. Here's the part they don't tell you. Once you wake up, you can't go back to sleep. Once you see the patterns, the games, the emotional switch-ups, the manipulation masked as vulnerability, you'll never see women the same way again, and you'll never see yourself the same either. Because if you've made it this far, if you've listened to my story, nodded along, maybe winced once or twice, then you're already on the path, and that path doesn't end in bitterness, it ends in mastery. Mastery of yourself, of your emotions, of your purpose, and yes, mastery of women, not in the way they fear, but in the way they crave. Because let me tell you a secret, women don't want to be in control, they just want to know that you are. And when you step into that energy, when you stop apologizing for being a man, stop chasing validation and start leading with power, the entire game flips. You stop begging for attention, you start commanding it. That's what 1,000 first dates taught me. I've been the guy who tried too hard, I've been the guy who gave too much, I've been the man who lost himself trying to please women who couldn't even please themselves. But no more. And if you're listening to this, maybe, just maybe, it's time for you to say the same. This is more than a podcast, more than a book. This is a brotherhood, a code, a call to arms for men who are done losing quietly and ready to start winning with clarity. So if you're tired of guessing, tired of giving everything and getting crumbs, if you're ready to step into the mindset that changed my life and could change yours, then don't just keep watching. Commit, dive in, flip the script. Read the book, learn the code. Become the man she thought she could control and show her what it means when you take the power back. 1,000 First Dates Portrait of a Palm Beach Player is more than a title. It's a warning, a revelation, a roadmap to everything they didn't want you to know. So do something different. Order the book, 1,000 First Dates Portrait of a Palm Beach Player. Just click the link in the description.